Peace and strength. Now, speaking of life, the inner light. In order for you to transition from day to night, meaning to transition from the place where you have a myriad and multiplicity of lights that don't blot out the dark, to a place where one whole light blots out the dark to grow you to your full measure. See? Then you would have to reverse the order, because this is the generation that you should have awakened to the knowledge of the light within you. You know, you should be in shame when there is a light that shines infinite, that is everywhere, including within yourself, and you don't know the light. See, when you're speaking of light, you're speaking of clarity, you're speaking of brightness, you're speaking of an infinite light that's an infinite power. See? So there's no way that you shouldn't recognize a light that is everywhere. The light is life. Every created thing runs on one power. It's the power of life. It doesn't matter what. When you suit up and you arm yourselves and you go to battle, you clash one against another. There are no winners there because it's always life versus life. You are destroying what you need to keep you going. That which is real in you, you don't understand it. You don't have knowledge of it. You take life away from the plants, animals, and other humans because of false value, your obsessions. You haven't learned real value. That's why you're trapped on the dark side. And as long as you use life to be the human being, you are limiting life to only human capabilities. That is the night. You are the makings of the night. Because the lights within you are your prisoners. You limited to the things you want to be. However, the light is greater than anything you can be. That's why it's considered a sacrifice to you. So until you awaken to realize that you're not going to come out of dark, at best you can make root. As a seed germinates and it makes root, you can stabilize yourself on the dark side. See? And when you become very religious, that is like making root. You have become stable. You are firm in a belief in light. So it's difficult for darkness to push you over when you have such a firm belief in light. However, you don't know light, even though you think you do. What you have done is given a name and a title to the light. And because you call the name and the title, that make you think that you know the light, and you quote from the scripts, the words that have been documented. But you're only as the moon that reflects the light of the setting sun. It gives greater visibility in the night, but it's not enough light to blot out darkness. To blot out darkness, you have to be lights. The way of light is clarity. The way of light is to clear away darkness and make light. Light is light, dim or bright. Darkness is just darkness. A light can reduce and empower darkness. However, darkness cannot enter the light. It blots out. Only a light can awaken to light and be raised up by light and harvested into light. So you're going to have to become lights. In a way to become lights, you got to turn your lights on. You must awaken to what you are. You use life for every move that you make. And as human beings, you should be wise enough to know that if you're going to use the light that's given to you from the ultimate height, because when you observe it, life is a road from the creator to every plant, animal, and human, or any being throughout the universe. It's the road to everywhere. It's the road to return to the source. See? So you're going to have to awaken to recognize life. You know all the things that you as human beings can be using life, but you don't know what life itself is, and you use it for every move that you make. Every thought, every idea, every vision requires life, and every action thereof requires life. So it's the one thing you don't know, however, it's the one thing you need to know to come out of the dark. And as long as you are what you think you are, you weren't created to be human beings, you were created to be a light. The human being is just part of the evolution to becoming a light. And as far as you can go is as a root in the earth. To extend beyond that, you have to surrender to that light. The way you do that is you use it as a light. Use a light as what it is. Don't use life to be what you are as a human being. Use it as a light. Use it to search your human character for every measure that's adverse to life in the mental range and your physical actions. Shut down your physical weaknesses and vices and go to your mental and clear away from it, from your processing centers, the center where you process your thoughts, ideas, visions, and words. Because that area makes the actions that your physical execute. So you're going to have to learn how to clear all of those areas and make them life worthy, otherwise life obedient. When your system is life obedient, then it's in total agreement with life. The only way you're going to be in total agreement with a light is to blot out darkness, and you have been given a light to blot it out with, because life is that light. So rather than you limit life to what you are capable of, use it and increase. Upgrade your system to a light by clearing away from your system everything that's adverse to that light. That's the best you can do as what you are. Make yourself light worthy. Then the light takes over. You begin to speak it automatically. When you speak and I hear the life speaking, then I can see that agreement physically, mentally, and spiritually, because you would have to clear from life its adversities more and more to become enough light to even recognize life. See? So some would say, well, how can you recognize that which is invisible to the physical eye? When you realize that life is what the Creator gave you, and you start clearing from it all that it is not, the more you clear from life that it is not, the more clear life comes through, because it's a light. The more you become the things that are diminutive upon its brightness, the less you know about it, because you're falling further in darkness. You're dimming the light. So being a human is just dimming the light. You can be a good human. However, you are still an adversity to the light, because you're false. You haven't reached the awakened state. You're only real when you awaken to know what you are, because when your head is absent the knowledge of life, then your head is the head of death on the body of life. That's why you are so inclined to the things you destroy life to make as values. That's the way of the beast. The beast takes life from things and render them values. You do the same with the animals, the trees, and etc., to market them for lifeless values. And you invest your every effort of life into the achievement of false values, the things that you destroy life to make. So you're putting the light out. To establish a world of all wisdom and come together as one, you only have to come into an agreement with life, and all of you begin clearing from your life everything that's adverse to life. Then the life will shine through more and more. Life reveals the way as you clear from it all that it is not. This is how the truth works. See? You're staying on the dark side, believing in the light, when there's a light in you to clear away darkness and get to light. Because the Creator, the light that you title the Creator, and the names you have attributed to it, gives one message: the truth, whole, pure light. And have given you all light. A light only gives you one thing: itself. So everything the light created, it gave itself, because you have no power and light without the power and light that put you together. So the one power and light provides the light and power to all created things according to the measure that it takes for that particular function of darkness. Where am I getting this from? As one clear away from life is adversity, life is an automatic teacher. To clear away darkness, more light come through. The more light is growing wisdom. See, so this is how the truth works. This is how to be real. See, you have to know the light to find your way out of darkness. You have to use that light. When you have a light in you, use it as a light. In other words, how are you going to come out of darkness when you are using the light to fulfill the needs of the dark part of yourself, the physical, the part that is limited to darkness? Only the light can blot out darkness. Only the light can get you to light. Because only light know light. And light is only light, dim or bright.